Carson. Here on YouTube, I go by Carson O, HMM here, because YouTube has allowed us to put @ now. So if you want to go find more of me and find my channel in general, I will be promoting that now. So if you just type in Carson O HMM, I will pop up immediately because I checked that out recently. So yeah, if you want to go watch more of my channel, please do. I'd appreciate it. I post every Monday because this is HMM, History Mystery Monday, where we talk about anything historical, people, places, things, mysterious, paranormal, aliens, whatever. Maybe I might dabble into a little bit of true crime later on. Yeah, so today we are talking about Mount Everest, the tallest mountain in the world. Yes, we are talking about that because I know not everybody has made any videos really about, you know, the background of Mount Everest, where it got its name, who found it, where is it located. We kind of know where it's located because it's part of the Himalayas in Nepal, but Mount Everest actually is in 2 different countries. So half of it's in one country, half it's in another, but I'll get more into that in a little bit when I start. But that is what we're talking about today. I hope if you like makeup, you are interested in my makeup today in this video. I did little clouds because Mount Everest, its peak is higher than the clouds, so I thought, oh, let's incorporate a little bit blue sky and clouds for this topic. So if you enjoy makeup and you want to check out the video of how I did this makeup, please go watch it. My channel is Carson MUA, but the link is down below. Any sources I use, because this is for education purposes, are down below. And yeah, so let's get into the video. On the borders of Nepal and Tibet, the tallest of the summits of the Himalayan mountain range, Mount Everest, the tallest mountain in the world, and for a reason. Standing 29,032 feet tall at the summit, which is very, very high above the clouds, because some of the highest clouds only reach up to 14,000 feet. Mount Everest is ginormous, to say the least. Some people even have it on their bucket list to be some of the few people to climb to the top. But where we will begin this tale about Mount Everest is where we should begin. Its name. The Tibetan name for Mount Everest is Kwanmolangma, meaning Holy Mother. The first record of the name was in 1721 during the reign of Emperor Guangxi in Qing, China, with a transcript in the Shangxi Atlas, and also appeared as the Kwanmolangma on a map from the French geographer de Neval in 1733 in Paris. There are a few names in Chinese that refer to Mount Everest, such as Xingma Fang, Kwanmolangma, or Zamulangma Feng, meaning Holy Mother Peak, but those names phased out by May of 1952, until the Ministry of Internal Affairs of China made a decree to adopt Kwanmolangma as its main name. Local name also included Diodongka, which means Holy Mountain, but it was unclear if it was actually being commonly used though. In 1849, during the British survey being taken place, they wanted to preserve those local names like Shangxi Zhongga and Duala Agari. The first recorded surveyor was a New Zealand mountaineer named Edmund Hillary in 1953. Most regarded British Survey General of India, Andrew Way, being the absolute first in 1856. He said that he couldn't find any single common name being used since Nepal, and Tibet during the time commonly excluded foreigners. He decided that Peak 15 should be named after another British surveyor, Sir George Everest. Everest himself was actually opposed to the name suggestion Andrew made. He told the Royal Geo Society in 1857 that the name Everest could not be written in Hindi or even pronounced. So it shouldn't be the name of the mountain range because it can't even be written in the native language. In 1865, they adopted the name Mount Everest as the name of the highest mountain in the world. We pronounce Everest differently now than Sir George's name. His actual surname is Everest. In the 1960s, Nepalese government coined the name Sagarmatha, meaning goddess of the sky, or the head in the great blue sky. That's why I did this makeup. Since Sargar means sky and Matha means head. Many surveys happened during the 19th to 21st century. From specifically in the 19th century, it went from 1802 to 1856. The 20th century went from 1856 to 1980s, and the 21st century went from 2005 to 2020 because they had to stop doing it due to the pandemic. Each time they have done surveys, the peak has fluctuated many times. And from that of the 2020 expedition, that is why we have the measurements of 29,032 feet being the peak height. It has been growing and growing each time due to the tectonic plates shifting and pushing the summit to the northeast, but it has also been speculated that it actually might be shrinking due to global warming. The summit itself is measured from the greatest distance above sea level. Some others claim that other mountains are the tallest mountains in the world, like Mauna Kea in Hawaii, which is measured 33,465 feet, since its base is actually mid-ocean floor level, not sea level. Because when it is measured from sea level, it actually only measures about 13,798 feet. Denali Mountain in Alaska and Mount McKinley, they both only measure up to 17,400 to maybe 19,400 feet. But if you measure them at the normal base, not just sea level, they measure only still up to 20,308 feet. So they're still short. Chimborazo in Ecuador measures to about 20,564 feet, but the summit is technically only at 7,113 feet due to it being farther from the Earth's center, since the Earth tends to bulge at the equator, which I didn't even know that until researching this, that Chimborazo is technically shifting every single time and getting pushed away, because the fact is in Ecuador, and it is closer to the equator, is getting pushed and pushed and pushed sideways. So the length and the height on this side is slowly lowering, and that's why it's only 7,000 feet high. If it was being not pushed but pushed up, it would be taller. Obviously, it would technically be at the right height of over 20,000 feet, but because of that push, it is only at 7,113 feet. On Mount Everest, there is a type of moss known to be growing at 21,260 feet. It is the highest altitude plant species known to man. An alpine cushion plant known as Arinara is known to grow below 18,000 feet in that region. These studies are based off of data from 1993 to 2018. Yaks are often used as transportation to haul equipment and gear during the climbs of Mount Everest. These types of yaks can usually haul up to about 220 pounds of weight. They have very thick fur, large lungs. That's what helps them being able to do the duties that are required of them, especially in those high, very high altitudes. Other animals that are known to be seen are snow leopards, Himalayan black bears, which they only go up to about 14,000 feet, which I thought that was pretty high. I didn't know black bears could go up that high, honestly. I couldn't tell how high snow leopards get up to, but at least black bears were the ones that showed up, and also red pandas. At the summit each month, the temperature changes from January being -36 Celsius, -33 Fahrenheit, February being -35 Celsius, -31 Fahrenheit, March being 32 below in Celsius, and -24 in Fahrenheit. April is -31 Celsius, still -24 Fahrenheit. May, -25, -13 Fahrenheit. June is -20 Celsius, -4 Fahrenheit. July is -18 Celsius, and 0 degrees Fahrenheit. August is the same. September goes back up to -21 Celsius to -6 Fahrenheit. October is -27 Celsius, -17 Fahrenheit. November is -30 Celsius, -22 Fahrenheit. And then we go back up to December, which is back to -36 Celsius and -33 Fahrenheit. So you can tell that if you don't want to be freezing, but you're going to be freezing anyways, because obviously if you go during the summer, it's still going to be -0 in Fahrenheit. And I kept the Celsius and Fahrenheit, so if you are not from a country who uses Fahrenheit, like the US, if you're from another country and use Celsius, I at least want you to know what it would be. So that's why I kind of kept both of them in. But you can understand how cold that is, and why most expeditions end up with people being either dehydrated, frostbite, many other things. I'll talk about that in a second, but that's how cold it is. There has been over 11,346 organized expeditions to the summit over the years since 1982 to July of 2022. So because of COVID, the panorama, in 2020 they had to stop expeditions and weren't allowed to do any expeditions and come into the country like how it was all over the world, because obviously. So for the past 2 years it has been put on hold until more this year. Now the earliest time has been recorded was July of this year. As of November 2022, there has been over 310 deaths that have occurred on Everest. And the issue with that, like I was saying a minute ago, is that most have passed on the mountain that are still remaining due to it being an expedition itself just to go rescue the bodies, which is sad to know that, but it is a whole expedition on its own to even go try to do it, because you don't know if you're going to be able to find the bodies, which is upsetting to know that, especially if you have a family member who has passed away on the mountain, because a handful of things could happen. They could be covered in snow because of the new fallen snow every single day and never be found, or the fact of any avalanches happening. They could be buried under rock and even more snow, than just regular day snowfall. The animals, like how I was talking about, the snow leopards, the bears, they could even have, you know, found the people and done what they've done. So that's kind of why it is a very risky thing to even go do the summit, because not only the temperatures, you have to watch out for wildlife, you have to watch out for many things, you have to make sure your body is okay to do that. And the fact that I've heard stories about that people who have then traveled to the summit have actually seen the people, some of the 310 people that have passed away on the mountain, them just laying there on the ground or laying halfway peeking up from the snow. But it's the fact that, like I said, it's a whole expedition on its own just to go and retrieve the bodies for the families, even though it's not like people don't want to. It's just you are also putting your life at risk just to do that. So that's kind of why they are just left on the mountain, because you don't know if you can find them, you don't know if they're still there, you don't know where they are, you don't know if it will be like, if you don't know if you have the ability to even grab them and get them. Like I said, it's a whole thing. I do plan to go, you know, more into detail, make another video if you guys would like that, talking about, you know, the expeditions, the specific expeditions. I do plan, speaking of a mountain expedition, I do plan to talk about the Dyatlov Pass and another Russian expedition that is a mysterious one, if you know what I'm talking about. I do plan to make those videos, so if you are curious and want to hear any stories being told about Mount Everest expeditions or any other mountain type expeditions, I'd love to hear that in the comments, so let me know. If I can't fit a whole bunch in one, I will make multiples. Don't worry, I can make a whole series about mountain expeditions to climb to summits and everything if you'd like that, so let me know. But that is kind of just a background story, a little tale for Monday of why Mount Everest is named it, why do people even go there. I'll go more into that later, at a later date. Why is it such a big deal to go, and how tall it was, how cold it is, how much of an issue and scared people are probably when they're doing this, because they are risking their lives to do it. That's why it's on bucket lists. That's why it's on a bunch of people's bucket lists. So yeah, so you have to be very equipped to do it, and that's kind of why I wanted to cover at least the background and let you know what Mount Everest is about, because we all know about Mount Everest, but we don't really know, like we didn't know about where the name came from and who discovered it and everything like that. So that's kind of what this video was about. Like I said, be on the lookout for expedition videos and tales about that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up, give me a subscribe on this channel, and hit that bell notification so you'll be notified when I post on Mondays, or just know that I post on Mondays. Go follow me on Instagram. It is COS on YT. About did my makeup one. That's why I kind of hesitated. If you like this makeup, go check it out. It is at COS MUA on YT for Instagram and TikTok, but on YouTube it is Carson MUA. Everything will be linked in the description, like I said. Go look at the sources if you want to read a little bit more about Mount Everest, if you're more interested about that, until I make the expedition videos. Go check out my channels, go watch more HMMs. I have playlists, so if you want a specific one, I got the playlist down below for you. or on the channel, not down below, but on the channel. And yeah, so I hope you're having a great morning, weekend, night, weekday, afternoon. I hope you're having a good day. Your day will be good tomorrow, and I will see you in the next video. So I'll see you on Monday. Bye.